This is the Pro Wrestling CSI interview with Larry Dallas, and I am the Wrestling Doctor. Larry, thanks for sitting down with me.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Look, I haven't been able to talk to you before. You were one of the guys I asked to talk to tonight.
I appreciate that.
Because your name is well known in this area, and I will say not as a great name, but as somebody they dislike.
They dislike very strongly, yes, that's true.
You really like that, don't you?
I get a kick out of it. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable.
That's good. All right, well, tell me how you got started in the business.
When I was, I'd say from like 18 to 21, I was going to I live up in New York, so I was going to all the local Ring of Honor shows that they were running in the Northeast. And I was going with my friends, and I was sitting front row, and I kind of got noticed from being front row, being a little bit taller than most people. And I remember the security guy there, telling me, like, oh, you should get into wrestling, you should get into wrestling, you should get into wrestling. And I started doing ring crew and security for them. I did that for about a year, and then I kind of left and went out and started bartending and just living a normal, finishing college, doing a lot of other stuff. After about 2 or 3 years of not being involved in the business, that itch came back with stuff. I had done a very poor reality show on MTV, and Evolve had just started, and I got the call from Gabe. Gabe and I had spoken. He's like, hey, I think I have something for you. Why don't you come on down to Evolve? And I was supposed to be with Sean Davis, who was known pretty well in the Florida scene at that time. Sean Davis basically had kind of messed up his opportunity about 3 shows in, and I was just supposed to be a background character for Sean Davis. I was supposed to give him a little bit of credibility for being a reality star. We were supposed to be these big-time superstars.
Well, tell us the name of the reality show. I'm dying to know.
It was the Money in the Power with 50 Cent.
Oh.
And I was like 22 or 23 years old, and just MTV, it was supposed to be a really big deal, and it just wasn't, Welcome to the entertainment business. Sometimes things just don't work out the way they're supposed to. And again, Sean Davis, sometimes plans don't work out the way they're supposed to. So I look at my start as being very fortunate because I got the start I got because someone else screwed up their spot. And when the ball just came to me, I just decided to run with it as far as possible. It was just, very, very, slow start, something that I really didn't expect it to go where it's gone, but I'm just very grateful for the position I'm in right now.
That's not unusual in the wrestling business, is being able to step up when somebody steps down. So you were ready.
I was ready. I was waiting for it, and I was waiting for it, and it came, and I just kind of took the ball and ran with it. It was one of those things that just happened. I'm very grateful it happened, but it's just, when I think about how it happened, and I look back now 3 years later, I'm like, how am I here? How am I sitting here having this interview?
Were you trained? Did you go to school? Or?
Right after that, after about a year of me just doing managing stuff, I started training. I started training at NYWC with under Tony Nese, who is he's going to be on the Evolve show tonight. Actually, I'm with him. We're facing the Young Bucks. It's him and Brian Cage, managed by me, versus the Young Bucks tonight. So I kind of started training there, and then I ended up going to live video, baby. It's a beautiful thing. I started training with Tony Nese, and then I got an opportunity to go to Japan and live there for 3 months in the dojo. So I've trained a couple of different places with a couple of different people, so it's kind of helped out a lot.
That's good because you know what? I talk to a lot of young guys, and a lot of guys want to get in the business, and they want to be managers.
Yeah.
They think that's the easy way.
It's
and
not.
They go, look, if you're going to be a manager, you need to be trained exactly like a wrestler because you got to know how to bump, you got to know how to punch, you got to know what's going on in the ring.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of managers don't pay attention to the structure of the match that they're involved in. I don't think they look into. I feel like as a manager, you should know everything that's supposed to go on in there.
Absolutely.
Because you're an assistant in the fact that you can cover up stuff that goes wrong. If you know what's supposed to happen, you can see when something goes wrong, you can see when something gets injured, you can see when something just doesn't work out the way it's supposed to, or anything like that. You're kind of that extra guy out there that can run distraction, do this, do that, and it's a very important role.
Storyline is something that's important. It's being told in the ring. You can help that.
Absolutely.
You aid that and make it even better.
Absolutely. You can also take away from it if you're not doing it right.
If you're not a good manager,
absolutely.
You all of a sudden want the spotlight and you're working the crowd when the best spots of the match are happening, and the young managers don't understand that.
Absolutely.
That's why the managers with experience, we want to pass that along to these people.
I think being a manager is a very important role. I think that it's a lost art per se, and I don't see a lot of people doing it, and especially people who don't do it and travel the way I've traveled with it. And gone places I've gone. I think it's just, it's a lost art. I think people that do it don't really put the effort forth because they just think it's something easy. You come in, you put on some jacket or some gimmick, and that's your job. You're just out there, you're the golf guy, or you're this guy, or that guy. There's no substance for why you're there. Like, why is a golfer out there? Like, why is a pro golfer managing somebody? Makes no sense. They just don't.
Gimmick doesn't match your team.
Whatever
or
it is.
The story they're telling.
It just makes no sense and just takes away from it. You sit there and go, oh, like that guy, he's funny. Like, he's talking to the fans and trying to deal. There's no substance behind him. He's not like a real wrestling guy. He hasn't learned the way, hasn't traveled the roads, done things the old way.
Or they do. I recommend all the time. I said, Bobby the Brain has got a whole video set of how to be a manager. If you just look at that, you will learn from what Bobby tells you, because he sits there and says, I'm not there to take away the glory or the spotlight. I'm there to make the spotlight brighter for everybody. The guys in the ring are who I'm trying to spotlight for and make them better, and that's what you do.
Absolutely, and then everyone pays off from that.
Absolutely.
Like managing, it's like there's small things that people don't do. Like, people don't react to everything. They only react to the big things. Well, you know what? In that environment, that's your money involved in that guy's outcome. So even a small package can cost you money. So why are you not reacting to every single pin like it could be the pin? Because you don't know. You don't know what's supposed to happen. You don't know what's going to happen there. Anything can end at any time. So many managers kind of sit there like, oh, then they get. It's just, I don't know.
They're not following the flow or the storyline themselves in there.
Exactly.
And one of my pet peeves with managers, and I'm working with about 3 managers right now.
Okay.
And they work on the indie scene, some of the smaller groups, and I tell them, just before they go out, I say, when you go out to the crowd, I don't want you to say shut up. Never look at the crowd and say shut up. I said that is the worst thing you can tell a crowd. You got to be smarter than that. Use your brain. They're going to yell at you. Be smarter than them and tell them something back. I don't need to shut up. You need to tell your sister or your mama to shut up. Do something, but don't just yell shut up.
Yeah, don't just get them engaged in it. You have an opportunity to get people engaged in things. You can, if they're not involved in a match, you can get them involved in a match. You can have that whole crowd there going for something because you have total control that maybe the wrestlers don't have. They're in there, they're focusing on their match. You can run around that whole ringside area and you can focus in on, you yell at the guy 5 rows back and then everyone around him. That's how I was taught.
Yes.
You go for that one guy, all the way back there, and then everyone around him's getting involved in what you're doing.
Sure, then they'll get brave too.
It's like a fire. That fire just starts going. Get that little amber, right there in the back, it's 5 rows back. Well, guess what? That fire's going to spread all 5 of those rows. Everyone's going to want a piece of you now. That's the way you're supposed to do it.
And once you got him, move on, because you can all you got to do is walk toward him and he will get on you again. So you've got him. You've hooked him in like a fish. Move on.
Get that oxygen all over the place. Get that fire burning bigger and brighter everywhere you can do it. That's the way it's supposed to be.
That's what you guys got to pay attention to. Larry Dallas, an experienced manager, passing along some information. So think about it. Think about where he is now. He's on Evolve 21 tonight here in Jacksonville. Should be a packed house. Thank you for sitting down with me, Larry.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Good luck to everyone out there.
All right, this is the Wrestling Doctor from Pro Wrestling CSI. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.